What is going on, guys? This is AJ Meta. I am joined here with my friend Sunny D.
One and only Sunny D.
I'm back again about Battlefield. Battlefield 6 again. And I'm back again talking about my wish list for BF6. But Sunny, he is a huge COD fanboy, and he has a wish list for Battlefield 6.
I might be a COD lover here, but I do enjoy playing Battlefield. Thank you very much. I got it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You did get it. All right, let's get it started here. So my first thing for Battlefield 6 that I want is a full-on, fleshed-out gun customization like Modern Warfare. I want full customizations of the stock, the barrels, the sights that can keep the same from BF4. That's fine with me. But I want my gun to look different in different types of situations like Modern Warfare's.
Yeah, I actually think that this is a really good point to make. As a COD fan myself, I actually really enjoy having my own guns. You get to see what other people use. I think it'll bring a good aspect to the game, and it'll help it compete with Call of Duty, as you mentioned.
Yeah, but I do not want paid-for gun skins.
Yeah, we don't want anything crazy, But it is EA, Adam, so let's keep our hopes low.
It is. I mean, I am fine with grinding for 5,000 kills to get something. I don't care. If it's for free, then fuck it, right?
Yeah, I can agree with that. Nobody wants to pay $20 for something they can do for free. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to bring to the table is that I want to see some high squad point type achievements, such as a big bomb, something that can either end the game or destroy half the map, get you a lot of points, a lot of kills. I think this is something that Battlefield 5 should have had. So they had the V1. The V1 was good, but let's be real here. It didn't do enough damage. You were better off calling in artillery. But basically, we need some type of thing that you can work to as a squad that is big and does damage and is useful and not some shitty V1 rocket.
And like I said in my earlier video, if they're going to have full-on destruction, why not show it off with a nuke or a Moab missile or something?
Big explosions. We want to see big explosions.
I was going to mention bringing back some BF5 elements. Like the gunplay. The gunplay was so satisfying in BF5. Honestly, is my favorite next to Modern Warfare's. If they want to bring back, obviously, tweak it up a little bit, make it newer. But I do want, at the very least, like where you aim, that's where the bullet goes. I don't want no BF4 again, where the bullet just goes randomly sometimes. I really liked how BF5 kept it where you shot it is where the bullet's going. So I hope they bring that element back of the gunplay at least. And also, like other BF5 elements, it's not a big thing I want back, but I will take it if it comes back, is fortifications. I thought that was pretty cool. A lot of people didn't use them, but, if we could just, at least, if you can't rebuild buildings, at least add sandbags or trenches or small shit. Foxholes, I don't know. Just something small. It doesn't have to rebuild the entire building again. Fuck it, add it like Fortnite. Build all anywhere.
Yeah, this is actually a big thing for me as well, being a COD fanboy over Battlefield. I really enjoyed the way Battlefield 5 played. The gunplay was really smooth for Battlefield. It actually made me better at the game, Adam will tell you. Yeah, but that was a big thing for me. I also like the point you brought up about the sandbags and the barriers. I thought that was a really unique feature, and it made the game interesting. It wasn't as crazy as Fortnite or any of these crazy BR games. It was standard. Yeah. It helped you out, and it was worth it. Another big thing for Battlefield 6 that I think must be a thing. No skill-based matchmaking. For God's sakes, please, no skill-based match. We see what happened in Call of Duty. We don't like it. It's terrible.
Yeah, like I said in my first video, literally, I think DICE should just come out and say, skill-based matchmaking, what the hell is that? And just tag Call of Duty into it. And I think literally people will just hop on the BF6 hype train immediately. So my next thing is, on the topic of BF5, is something that people kind of forgot about, is possibly implementing the 5v5 mode that was canceled for BF5. Somehow bring that into BF6 if the game is getting a lot of money and a lot of players are playing it, and Battlefield wants to make the push to esports like they've always been trying to do. This is the perfect opportunity to add it in, especially if it's modern. The gunplay is great. I feel like this is a good start for Battlefield to have esports in it and make it somewhat competitive in that field.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the money. Battlefield 5 had an opportunity to hit on something, hit a home run, when everything was looking bad, and they simply swung and missed at it. If Battlefield 6 has some type of competitive game mode, something that compares to Call of Duty but is not Call of Duty, it'll take Call of Duty players away from Call of Duty, and it'll create an esport, like you mentioned, which would be amazing to see, honestly. Like, even I would enjoy that, because I'm pretty competitive as it is myself. So if me, you, and, our guys can get together and play competitively, that would be awesome.
Yeah, because I think that's the one thing that Battlefield has always been missing compared to some of the big games like Overwatch. They never had a game mode for esports, because 32 on 32, I think that's way too many. Unless, the 5v5 mode is good and they get all the best players from that and do like one big match. That's the only way I'd see that happening. Or at least a 10v10 I think is possible also.
Maybe the max they could do for a competitive esport where you actually have teams forming would be maybe 8 on 8. I could see 10v10, somewhere in that range. I mean, realistically, like you said, 32 on 32 just isn't possible.
Yeah, and also a lot of people don't realize that Battlefield is already set up for esports. They already have the spectating mode. You can switch the players real quick, so they can easily do something with that, spectating lobbies and stuff for it. So it's set up for it. They just don't have the game mode for it yet. Another wish list is don't focus on Battle Royale just at the start. Honestly, I don't think Battlefield 6 needs Battle Royale. Warzone's there, and I don't really think, even if Battlefield 6 does well, I don't think they'll compete with Warzone, even if it's free to play, because I feel like people are going to be so into Warzone by then, they're just going to be like, well, I don't want to go to anything else, even if the game's good. I just don't feel like Battle Royale is the way to go for this game, and I think it's just a waste of development time. You could use that development time to make the game more polished and content you could possibly add with that extra time.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, if they are going to do some type of BR, then if they're going to do it, they got to do it, well into the life cycle of Battlefield 6. They're going to have a big fan base at that time, if they even want to do a BR, but I agree with you. I think they should just stay away from it unless something comes up where they think they can pull it off.
Another small thing I want added into Battlefield 6, which most games are doing these days, and I kind of don't want to say it, but at the same time, if we want to get content for the game, I think we're going to need a season pass. Because the problem is with BF5, EA announced that everything was free, and we saw what happened with that. No one was really store option until later in the game. They didn't even have, Boynes wasn't even added until almost a year and a half later. EA had no reason to keep adding content for it, and that's why we constantly waited months and months and months to get any sort of content for the game, because EA just saw it and said, well, it's not our top priority right now. They didn't fund enough for extra content, and it took way too long to get stuff for the game, and that just made people go away instantly. Where when we had this premium package for BF4 and 3, we got content I think at least every 4 months or so, just because people paid $50 extra for it, so they had to release it at some point. Where in Battlefield 5 they're like, well, it's free, we'll just release it when the hell we want. A season pass is going to save DICE and give them a reason to release content on time and not too long far apart at all.
One thing I think that's big to mention here is that don't do what Battlefield 5 do. Don't tell the players that you're going to be able to buy everything with in-game currency, stuff like that, and then don't keep that promise. Because me being a COD fan and playing Battlefield, I'm not spending money on the game. But I do also want customizations. I want skins. I want to be able to get stuff. But I'm not putting my money into a game that I'm playing casual. If you want a casual player to be able to get these skins, get these things that they want, make it free for everyone. I mean, I understand they're going to have some things they want you to buy. That's fine. Epic skins, all that, that's fine. I don't care. But rare stuff, even epic stuff, come on. Let the guys get it for free who do not want to put the money into your game.
Yeah, like I do in Call of Duty with the Season Pass. I get all the free COD points, and I still only have 600 COD points, so eventually I'll get a free Season Pass. I'm going to buy the Season Pass if it's with the Deluxe Edition at least, or at least the first month.
We shall see how that goes.
Next thing is, which I'm pretty sure is going to be in the game, it's been in every EA game, I think, for 2020, is crossplay, with some restrictions here, because we saw how BF5 was with the anti-cheat on PC. It was a joke. There was no such thing as that. Everyone was hacked. It was just a free-for-all in hacking. If you want to hack, go ahead and hack. You're not getting banned for it because EA could give two fucks about it. People were constantly complaining about cheaters. I've seen so many videos on them. I mean, a lot of PC players were saying that you would find a cheater one every 5 games. That cannot happen if they have crossplay. They're going to need some sort of anti-cheat, or at least ban the players that are cheating. We see in Warzone Warzone, they're having this issue as well. But give the console players an option to turn off crossplay. Let them play on their own consoles, or just keep it crossplay for Xbox and PlayStation. I think having PC, all of them in one is going to be great for the big game modes, because then you'll always find a lobby. There's going to have to be some anti-cheat system in order for it to work properly.
Yeah, I was just gonna add on to what you pretty much finished with. Is it'll be great to have a cross-play option, because you'll be able to find lobbies easier. You won't have to sit there for 20 minutes waiting for one guy to join just to start the game up. I also like how you mentioned, like, you gotta focus on the anti-cheating. You don't want to join a lobby and then immediately get sniped before you even leave your spawn. Like, come on now. And if you are gonna include PC players, you gotta have some type of system to keep them in check. Or, like you said, just ban them outright.
Yeah, because I got a lot of friends I want to play on Xbox with.
And then just think about it. I mean, if you have cross-play, you can play with people on other consoles, and then you can get different squads, different teams. You can find players who are good on Xbox that you can't find on PlayStation, and then you can just build up your team, and there you go.
Yeah, and with next-gen consoles, I don't think, you'll be limited to severe disadvantages. PS5, we're probably going to at least get 60 FPS, so we don't have to worry about, PC players going up like 190 FPS or 200 plus, and you're playing at 30. So another thing is kind of based off a rumor at this point, that Grand Op is returning for Battlefield 6. I don't know how they're going to do Grand Op for just a Modern War, unless it's going to be like World War 3. But if they do have Grand Op return, they need to make it like Battlefield 1, where the stakes are against the attacking team. Instead of just, attacking, defending, oh, I lost, oh well, we're going into the next wave. Because Grand Operations was really confusing. Like, they never really truly said what happens when you lose, besides like you get extra troops or an extra tank or something like that. And like Final Stand or whatever, when you tie, you like win one, lose one, win one, tie, and you go to Final Stand. I don't know how I'm like top 30th in the world for most of those played, with like 40, and I have almost 30 days played, so that's really hard to get. But like, I guarantee you, like 80% of the players playing Battlefield 5 didn't even know that mode existed. I think Battlefield 6 needs to just go back to how BF1 was, where there's battalions. If you lost a shit ton, then you don't get tanks or anything, or if you barely lost anything, just destroy the team, get an advantage. Or if the team defending gets absolutely destroyed, they come back with some more reinforcements. Like, kind of like how Grand Operation was supposed to be in BF5, but it never really did any of that.
Yeah, this is big for me, because Battlefield 6 needs to hit on this. Obviously, Grand Op is my favorite game mode, personal favorite. Yeah, I want to see it in the game, and I want to see it done right. Battlefield 5's Grand Op was okay, but I agree with AJ here. Battlefield 1's way more superior. You get rewarded for doing well. You get punished for doing horrible. You don't just sit there and be like, oh, well, we lost this one. Okay.
Yeah, and like, if you win, there's like, oh shit, like we got to the last map, like we're fucking them up. Like, you actually get rewarded for feeling, you like, oh, our team's nice and shit. Or like, oh shit, that was close, but we barely won. I'm ready for the next game.
There's something to say about feeling achieved for doing something. Battlefield 5, you don't feel accomplished when you actually win in Grand Op. You're like, oh, okay, we won the game.
And then Battlefield 5 would just be like, oh, we lost all the cannons. All right, fall back. Here you go. We're going to do this again. Good job, team. You won. Congrats. Here we go. You're going to play the same map again, even though they have no one left. All right, and then my last couple of points here are just going to be small. It's going to be multiple ones. I said, I swear to God, if this game has 50 gigabyte updates weekly, oh, you're going to lose so many people again. I am not dealing with this. I liked how they handled BF5. We got the summer update. I think it was 10 gigs max. It came with 3 maps, brand new guns. I am all for downloading like 10 to 15 gig updates. But if we're downloading 30 gig updates every week or every 2 weeks, I'm not doing it. Or, I mean, I can't even have Call of Duty on there anymore, really, because it's getting absolutely ridiculous with those updates. I'll go to my next one. This is from BF5 as well. I want a higher level cap at day one. I don't want level 50. I got to level 50 in 4 days, I know, but I think level 50 was way too small, and it really didn't take long to get to, honestly. If you're good enough to the game, you can get there in a week, hoping at least level 100, because getting to level 50, it didn't seem that much, like, it didn't seem insane. I saw a lot of people that are like level 40 by the first week.
Yeah, I think that, let's be real here, 50 levels for a game, and you don't update that for a year. Give us 100 levels. Give us 200 levels. You at level 50, And you're just playing the same game over again. You just don't achieve anything by hitting level 50 and then not getting rewarded for playing the game afterwards.
Yeah, like I remember the day I turned to level 51. It was the greatest moment in my life. Because me and my other friend Matt, we should have been at least 300 if they counted all the XP we earned after level 50. Because like I said, it was 4 days. I was already level 50, and that's like almost 2 years of XP grinding that, you know, just got thrown away when they increased the level cap. And my last thing from Modern Warfare Small, a gunfight game mode for Battlefield 5. I feel like if they do have gun customizations, I feel like that'll just be a cool small game mode to add to see if you're truly a good player. Because then you can face other players 2v2. Because Battlefield doesn't really have anything to like show off your skills to one player.
And another thing that gunfight brings is it just gives you a game mode to play when either you're on by yourself or you're on with you and one other guy, and you don't want to play 32v32, and if they don't have the 5v5 mode, Gunfight gives you the ability to play game mode with your buddy. You can team up, can talk together, you don't have to worry about your teammate dicking around, fucking up the game for you, and you just get to play head on head, and let's be real, that's entertaining, it's fun, it keeps people in the game.
Yeah, and like I said, Battlefield doesn't have really a 1v1 type game mode to see who's better.
For sure, for sure.
So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. My friend Sonny is going to get a YouTube channel very shortly. I will be sure to link it in the description. And see you on the next one.
Peace out, everybody.